this Mercedes C-Class in today. It's had a mice invasion. Mice have ended up getting in the rear vents and in the headlining, underneath all the panels, under the carpets. So what we're going to do today is we're going to disinfect the entire car, get rid of any dirt that the mice may have left, any germs, any diseases, because they're not the cleanest of creatures. Then we'll give the car an entire clean, get rid of any evidence of mice, and then it's going to have a anti-odour treatment as well. So yeah, we'll get back to you midway through and when we've completed it, just to show you the difference. But as you can see, whoever's had this before it was dropped off here has started stripping out the car, obviously to try and find what exactly was in there and what was causing the smell, and that turned out to be mice.
Right, okay, so we've decontaminated the entire interior and all the parts, and we're happy with that. Before we get it washed on the outside, and we'll decontaminate the outside, before I do that, I wanted to make sure that we've got it right. So we did have a conversation with, and I can't remember your fella's name now, but we had a conversation with him about where we thought they'd been, and from our understanding, we know they've come in through the ventilation and they've ended up under that seat and then in the boot. But he did say something about it being them being under the headlining, and we can't seem to see the evidence of that. So we're going to, maybe before we decide that that's right, we maybe could have a quick chat and then make sure we get it right before we give it back. I don't want to end up saying we've missed something because it's come dismantled. It's not been so obvious as to, obviously sometimes you can see the evidence when it's absolutely not touched. But all of these parts, everything has all been decontaminated. So I'm happy with that. We've got the seat out there and all these bits. But, if we've got to drop the headlining down, then we'll do it. But if they haven't been up there, then I'm sure, because this has all been decontaminated anyway. A little bit of footage for the record. So the car's all been washed in detail and the arches have been washed. But we are spraying a decontamination product underneath the arches. Just let me turn it on properly. That's better. So we do behind the wheels and all up in the arches, and we're going to do underneath the bonnet, and then the outside of the car, although it's all been washed properly. Now the product I'm using is a product called Formula 429, made by a company called ChemSpec, and it's safe to use. They even use it in operating theatres. So I'm happy with what we're doing with it. We've done the inside, but we'll do that again. But all the gut areas will be cleaned. They'll all be decontaminated as well. So we're doing a thorough job of it and making sure that every part of the car, we don't get underneath it, but every other part of the car is being done. Just for the logs, really.
Right, back at the Mercedes. So obviously had the entire disinfectant procedure. What we've done is we've fogged the entire vehicle to get the general area, and then we've used the same product in a spray bottle to get all the other areas, and then we've wiped down all the surfaces as well. So the interior is looking nice and clean. Obviously all the door cards have done. All of the stuff in the door cards have had a layer sprayed over it as well. Because if they've been in the car, they'll most likely need decontaminating. Windows have all had a clean, just because we disinfect the windows as well. Fat builds on the windows from people's breath, and then any bacteria can get stuck in that fat. So the windows is one of the most important parts, which a lot of people don't realise. But windows have all been cleaned and they look good. The entire car has been disinfected, including the boot. All the electrics were covered when we were doing it, and yeah, that's pretty much everything. All the pieces of the car were individually taken out and cleaned individually. There is actually one piece in the car still, but the rest of it is out and being stored away safely. So yeah, Mercedes all done, all disinfected and ready to go.
Amazing.